Hi everyone, I hope everyone is well. Today is the 4th Friday challenge. I am so excited to be joining again this month with the lovely Sarah from Jujubees DIY and the lovely Lisa from Our Gray House. I will talk a little more about this challenge in just a bit. For now, let's get started because this month's theme is Christmas and I love making Christmas DIYs. So let's go. For the first project, I'll be making a snow globe. It came out so darn cute. If you would like to make one of these, the supplies that you'll need are a water globe. Now, I got all of my supplies from the Dollar Tree. A organization bowl by Jot. You'll need some fairy lights, some mini trees. There, I have an assortment here. I have a piece of white furry cloth and an assortment of mini Christmas figurines, the fairy garden ones. And so I need to make a hole in the bottom of this globe. So I am going to remove that stopper. Has anyone used these water globes for actual water? I'm curious to know if they leak. Are they made well? Let us know in the comment section. I'm so curious. Anyway, okay, so I'm trying to get this stopper off, and the reason I'm asking is because that stopper was in there real tight. So I think they're watertight. So there's the directions. I'm just going to throw those away. I don't need those. I will not be putting water in this. So, okay, so I need to make a hole to insert my lights. So there's a little dot on right in the center of that stopper. So I'm just going to use that as a guide. And I just got a pointy tool there that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to poke a hole right in the center of that stopper. And you'll just want to wiggle that around until you get that poked through. An ice pick would work real well with this, but this is what I had close to me. So I'm going to grab a paintbrush and I'm going to insert the end of that paintbrush and just wiggle it and make that hole big enough to string some fairy lights through. So I got ahead of myself here, so I'm showing you in this video. Skip this part for now. Pretend I did not add those lights because I forgot about the base. We need to make some holes in the base and the screw-on lid for that water globe. So I'm stringing them here. Pretend I'm not, and let's move on to the next step. I wanted to show you here what not to do. And then once you poke the hole in your stopper, you want to add some material. I will be adding this material from the Dollar Tree in the automotive section. It's furry, so I love using this for faux snow. And then you'll want to trim up your material there. And then I cut a slit in the material to allow the string lights to move to the middle of my stopper. And I love using this material because when you cut it and you piece it back together, you can't even tell where you cut because it is furry. So, and then you'll just want to start adding all of your figurines to the stopper and make sure you just add your globe every now and then to make sure your globe is going to fit nice. My tree was a little long, so it did go a little bit wonky, but it turned out cute because it was a little, the tip curled a little bit, and I love that. It's just so cute. I added a park bench, but you can add whatever you would like to your snow globe.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around.
I really wanted to use that little snowman and it wouldn't fit, but then I was able to pop the bottom off where the snow met the snowman and he fit. So I was so happy. And then the front just looked a little bare. So I went and grabbed some mini pine cones, also from the Dollar Tree, and added those to the front of the park bench. And then my snow scene is finally done, and I can move on to the next step. For this part of the project, you'll either need a drill or a nail and hammer or a hole punch to punch a hole in that bowl, because that is metal. That's an organizer bowl from Jot. So I will be using a drill today, and I'm going to go ahead and glue down my cap. This is not necessary, but I do want to use that little dot in the middle of this cap as my guide. So I'm going to glue the cap down upside down, just like so, onto that organizer bowl, and then I'll just drill a hole right through the cap and the bowl at one time. And the cap did pop off from the friction of the drill, but that's okay. I just scraped off what glue was on there, glued it right back on, and we were good to go. And now to hide the battery pack inside this bowl, you'll want to apply some fabric or some cardstock or something, inside that bowl to camouflage the battery pack. I'll be using the same material that I used for the faux snow. And this is another happy accidents. I seem to have a lot of happy accidents, but that's okay because they work out. When I glued the material down, the glue seeped through the little holes in that bowl, and I didn't like it. So I went and I grabbed my glue eraser, also from the Dollar Tree, and tried to remove the glue. And while I was doing so, the fur on this material started poking through the bowl, and I said, hey, I like that. So I just rubbed it all the way around the bowl, and I love it. My husband loved it too. It just looked like there was frost on the bottom portion of the globe. And yeah, so you'll see here in a sec. See, it is. And do you see how that material, it just pulled up that material up through those little holes? And wow, I absolutely love it. And then you'll want to take your fairy lights and feed them through the bottom of the snow globe base and the cap all at one time. Just poke them through, feed them through, and then we will add our little snow scene, and then finally the globe on top, and screw it right on. And then you'll want to string your lights through the snow scene just like so. Just stuff those lights back in that plastic globe, screw it on, and then we'll hide that battery pack right underneath. I will show you how to keep that battery pack from falling out in just a bit, but for now, let's add a bow. This is optional, and you can use any colors that you would like to suit your style. I want to hide that screw-on cap with some ribbon, so I found the front of the globe, and this is a great tip to hide the seams of your ribbon. You'll want to start and stop where you want your bow to be. In my case, I want it right in the front of my globe, so I'm going to end right in front of my globe, just like so. And then I'm going to make a sweet little bow, and I'm going to glue that right on top of the seam. And that is a great way to hide, it'll make it seamless. Hey, was that a pun? I don't know. Anyway, okay, moving on. So I'm just going to add that bow, and then I'll move on and show you how I kept the battery pack inside that bottom base. Grab a tumbling tower block and glue that to the bottom of the battery pack, just like so. It can be any piece of wood or whatnot, to make sure that when you set your globe down, it's going to hit that piece of wood and not your battery pack. And then just add some glue on the corners of the battery pack, and that was it. The snow globe is finally done. What do you think? Isn't this adorable? I think all snow globes are adorable. Okay, let's move on to DIY number 2, which is a Christmas lantern. And for this project, I used just the bow on top of that foam gift there. I got that around Christmas time last year. A candle, 4 frames. Now, these are not the smallest frames from the Dollar Tree, but this is the next size up. 2 wood planks, and I'll be using the long barbecue skewers from the Dollar Tree. You can also use dowels. And what else did I use? I think that was it. So let's get started. So of course we're going to move all the backing from the frames as well as the glass, and you'll want to pull out all the tabs from the back of these frames. These are very cheaply made frames. You just be careful that you don't break the plastic in the back, and then we'll start gluing everything together. To zhuzh up the inside of the frames, I just wasn't filling these frames at all from the inside, because you will be able to see the inside of these frames once it's all put together. So I'm going to take these skewers, I'm going to cut them down to size, and I'm just going to glue those along the outside ridge and the inside ridge of these frames. And this is what they look like once these skewers were all glued down. Now I'm going to take the color Silver Lining, and I'm going to paint only the inside of these picture frames and 2 square wood planks. I want to keep the frames original on the right side, so I'm going to try to mimic that color on the inside of each frame. Christmas memory. Once the Silver Lining was dry, then I dry brushed with the color Sandstone all of the picture frames as well as the 2 square planks. I got this Christmas gift. It's foam from the Dollar Tree last year, but I only want to use the ribbon on the top. It is plastic, so I'm just going to try and remove that, and then we'll give that a paint with the Silver Lining as well. And then I also added some glittery Epsom salt to make it shimmer, and then that piece is ready to go. The plastic ribbon that I'll be adding to the top of the lantern is plastic and wire. So I'm going to drill a tiny hole right in the center of one of these plaques, and that's how I will attach that ribbon. You can skip this part and just glue that ribbon on top. I don't know how secure it would be. This is nice and secure. You see there, it's a tight fit. It's not going anywhere. And then you'll want to start gluing all your pieces together. These square wood planks is a perfect fit for these frames. They're not going to be butted up exactly together. They're going to be kind of at an angle, and you'll see that here in a bit. And if you just glue all of your frames right to the edge of the plank, just like so, you'll be able to butt each corner up against the other corner of the opposite frame. I'm going to zoom in so you'll see what I'm talking about. You can see here when I'm gluing the frames together, I'm not butting them up flush against each other. It's kind of like a catty corner, if you will, and that makes a perfect square. So just line your bottom up to that plank and it should square out for you. I did add a little bit of glue on the there, just a dab of glue, and I wiped it away to make sure there was no glue showing, and then gluing the top plank onto the square makes it sturdy. And then we'll just move on to the next step.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like this.
And then we'll add our bow to the top, And look how cute, a lantern, a Christmas lantern for Christmas. Now I added a little Christmas holder that I got from the Dollar Tree just recently. It fit right into the window of the lantern. I added a little candle. See there, it fits right in there. I made sure it fit before I glued everything together. And I'm going to use this little short candle here. I think that came from Walmart. And that was it. That was it for this one. This challenge is hosted by Sarah from Jujubees DIY and Lisa from Our Gray House on the 4th of every month. Every month is a different theme. Of course, this month is Christmas. And if you have not visited their channels, I would invite you to do so. They are amazing creators here on YouTube. I will leave their channel links in my description box as well as the playlist. Please go show everyone some love and support. You're going to get lots of inspiration here. For the final DIY today, I will be making an ornament box. This project is so simple. I'm going to take 2 of those ornament shaped decor pieces that I picked up last year from the Dollar Tree and a wooden crate. I'm going to water down the color territorial beige and stain the crate, the back side of those ornament pieces, as well as the sides. And to add a little modern flair to these ornament pieces, I'm going to take some jute and some beads, and I'm going to add some beads to each of those ornaments where the original hangers were. And that was it. How easy is that? I use an upholstery needle to bead my beads most of the time. It just saves me from having to tape the end or glue the end. If my needle fits, I tend to gravitate towards that needle. So here I'm just going to tie off the jute just like so, and it just made that just a little, modern. Like I said, beads are really in right now, so I thought this would look really great on this box. And then you'll glue the crate right onto the ornament pieces, making sure that both are even. So where I glued on one ornament, I will glue in the exact same spot. And I thought that this would stand up. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I could have shaved the bottom off to make them square, but I really wanted to keep that point on that ornament shape. So what I did is I grabbed some tumbling tower blocks, I glued some together and made 2 legs to stabilize the box. I took 3 tumbling tower blocks and glued those together. I made a second set, and then I will just glue those onto the bottom of the crate, and that will prevent the box from rocking back and forth. I also stained those with the same territorial beige paint, and then we'll move on to the next step. And I have these bows, pre-made bows that I picked up from the Dollar Tree last year, which totally saved me because I am not the greatest bow maker, so this was perfect. But if you don't have these bows, you can also make your own. I'm just going to snip off those hangers or the ties that come with these bows, and I'm just going to glue the one bow on each side of the crate, and my ornament box is done. I'm going to show you in the final reveal how I filled my box, but you can use this for napkins or silverware around Christmas time. You can put florals in here. You can put ornaments, pine cones. You can put whatever you want in there, right? It's yours. So anyway, I'll show you what I put in mine. I had this decorative shred that was perfect for the inside of this box, so I'll add some of that. And then I had that gingham ornament garland, and I just cut the strings off of those. I added some embellishments to the top. I didn't end up using those 2 big ornaments there with the Christmas trees on them, I ended up filling this box with some pine cones and the ornaments, and here is the final reveal. Before I show you the final reveal of the lantern, I lived with it for a couple days and I just feel like this lantern needed some feet. So that's what I did. I grabbed 4 wood blocks from the Dollar Tree. Here I'm just removing the insides of the lantern, and I painted those square blocks with the same paints that I painted everything else. And I'm simply going to glue those to the bottom of the lantern, and I've got to tell you, it made a world of difference. I think it elevated this piece much higher. And there it is. What do you think? With or without the feet? Let me know in the comment section. I would really love to know your opinion. So that is how that came out. And then moving on to that cute snow globe. I just love it. Thank you everyone for watching my video today. Thank you, Sarah and Lisa, for hosting this challenge every month. I am really enjoying it. And don't forget to go watch that playlist and show everyone some love and support. And I'll talk to everyone in my next video. Bye for now.